'Tis the season to be cautious. Some are more cautious than others when it comes to the UK's constituent parts. Edinburgh's Hogmanay stage will lie empty and unused next week after cancellation of its Hogmanay events. Coupled with restrictions in Scotland on hospitality, the business of tackling COVID hasn't gone down well with business itself. In this Edinburgh restaurant, Hogmanay is typically a high point in the calendar. Not this year.
And, I was closed for 14 months, opened in May. It's taken us all this time to build up again, and now we're going to have to start from scratch again next year. The only way forward for me is to start doing home deliveries. So, because there's going to be no customers coming into the restaurant. And I guess for the vast majority of hospitality, we're going to have to do the same.
Get vaccinated was the Prime Minister's Christmas message. And the word to last-minute shoppers in York and elsewhere in England was that there'll be no last-minute announcement on restrictions there, at least until Monday.
If the pile of scrumpled wrapping paper is bigger this year, it is precisely because across the country in the run-up to Christmas, we've been giving each other an invisible and invaluable present.
New figures from the Office for National Statistics show an estimated 1.7 million in the UK had coronavirus last week. England had the highest rate of infection, 1 person in 35. Scotland was lowest, with 1 in 65.
We can see that less people are coming into hospital, and it appears that there is a reduced signal of risk of hospitalisation. These are very early days, it's very small numbers, and most of the cases of Omicron in this country so far to date have been in younger people. We're only just now starting to see them tip into the over 60s and just this week into the over 70s group, and that's where we start being very worried.
The restrictions announced by Scotland's First Minister lean towards the more severe seen around the UK.
I know that even 3 or 4 weeks ago, all of us were looking forward to a fairly normal Christmas. I'm so sorry that this year's won't be quite like that.
In Wales, large events won't be allowed indoors or outdoors after Christmas, and nightclubs will be closed. The new infection figures show that in Wales, 1 person in 45 had coronavirus last week. In Northern Ireland, the figure was 1 in 40. Among new restrictions there, numbers at a non-domestic gathering will have to be determined by an operator's risk assessment. Not for the first time, tackling COVID is a challenge seen differently from each of the 4 corners of the UK. The view varied on political guidance, personal responsibility, and where the two should meet. Experience and definitive data will be the ultimate arbiter in time, just not in time for Christmas. James Matthews, Sky News, Edinburgh.